One thing I always say to myself when I'm going through a situation, I say, all right, man, this is like training. Getting through this will make it easier for me to tackle the next obstacle. Your life is not going to be never ending boulevard of green lights. It's never going to be a time where it's just over. There's always going to be something. Like everyone you know is going to die. Your fucking pets are going to die. Things are going to happen that are going to be challenging, both mentally and in real life. Every time I'm going through one of those situations, I just think, all right, this is going to do one of two things. It's going to make it easier for me to handle the next thing. And if the next thing is not as bad as this, then it'll be easy. But what if the next thing is worse than this? If I can't handle this, then I won't be able to handle the next thing. And there's always going to be a situation. What we call life is really kind of like a series of tragedies, right? And you get breaks, but the next one is kind of around the corner. I know that's kind of a bleak way to look at it. When you're in a break, you need to be thinking about strengthening yourself so you can withstand the next one. And when you're going through one, you need to think, all right, man, this is going to make me tougher and stronger and easier for me to handle the next thing. This is not going to be the last thing I'm going to have to deal with. It's probably not going to be the worst. It motivates me to come at it with more vengeance. That doesn't mean it's easy, but the fact that it's not easy and I get past it, that means I'm tougher. I think about it like that. And even with little things, it's not even with the big things, with the little things. Like if I missed a flight and I think, okay, this is a good time for me to practice patience, or this is a time for me to practice emotional control. Because how do you get good at these things if you don't practice? You don't, right? So if everything is easy, I've met people who've had it kind of easy their whole lives. Shout out to their parents for helping them with that. But they fold onto the first tragedy. They're a little soft. You need to think about like, this shit is making me resilient. Even small things. You're in traffic. I see people fucking flipping out in traffic, crying like fucking children and shit. Man, this motherfucker, he couldn't run a business and manage 30 employees, or like he couldn't run a multi-million-dollar business, right? He can't handle his commute. The more you can handle difficulty and more you stretch, you have to do that to succeed. You know, I keep that in mind. I find it real helpful.